With home prices continuing to rise, some are asking, are we just inflating another housing bubble? Or is shadow inventory about to flood the market and bring this recovery crashing down? With so much interest in where the housing market is going, there's just a lot of speculation and misinformation out there. So with me to debunk some of the housing recovery myths as he sees them is Brendon DeSimone. He's real estate expert and blogger for Zillow.com. Welcome, Brendon. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I touched on this in my intro, but one of the things that people are starting to say with all of the money pouring into the housing market again is that this is just another bubble.
You know what? I don't see it that way. I think we're at the very beginning of the housing recovery. People sprinted out of the gates. I think people got very excited. They see interest rates very low. They see that there's not a lot of homes for sale, and they see that prices are low compared to where they were 5 years ago. Instead, I think we're going to take a little bit of a breath. I think we'll see a bit of a calming in the near term, but I think that there's enough demand that's going to be going on for the next 3 to 4 years. There's just not a lot of inventory. So buyer demand is still there. People have good jobs. They feel confident in the economy. They feel confident in their long-term position, and people still want to be homeowners. It's the American dream.
Let's talk about that inventory, because another belief is that once this inventory comes online, that it's going to crash the market because inventory has been so tight and this has been a driver of the rising prices. You say that is not true. Why is that?
It would make sense. A huge amount of inventory hitting the market would be a bad thing. Don't forget, a lot of the inventory that's coming in the market are sellers who are also buyers. So they're a bit of a wash. There's trade-up sellers. They have a 2-bedroom, they need a 3-bedroom. Or they got a job transfer. They're going to sell and buy somewhere else. So I think with every new home that comes to the market, we potentially could also have a new buyer.
With that supply comes demand.
Exactly.
Now, with all the demand we're already seeing, we hear this view out there that when you find a great house, you have to jump on it because already you're going to be competing with all of these buyers with cash in hand, investors, so you really have to act. But you say you're going to get buyer's remorse if you do that.
For sure, someone buys a home without seeing enough homes previously. They may have paid too much. Maybe they don't know enough about the location. A real home buyer takes a good 3, 4, 5 months, even a year, maybe 2 years in some cases, to really get comfortable in the market. It's where you're going to live for the long term, where you're going to make memories, where you're going to lay your head at night. It's an emotional purchase. It's not something that's just financial or just practical. So you can't really rush into this thing. I'd rather you miss out on the wrong home and wait to actually get your dream home.
All right, Brendon, next, people still seem to think that the housing market is like the stock market. You say it's a myth, but we see investors. We see the return of house flipping. So how is this a myth?
You know, for investors or flippers who are trained to do this and this is their business, sure, they could have quick gains. They know how to buy and they know when to sell. For the average home buyer, this is where you're going to live. You're not going to buy and sell within 2 to 3 years. You've got to live there for the long haul. You have to think of it as a long-term investment.
All right, Brendon DeSimone, thanks so much. He's with Zillow, and we want to hear from you now. Let us know what you think. Do you agree with us? Are these housing myths? What do you think of the way we've debunked them? Let us know on Twitter at Yahoo Finance using the hashtag DestinationHome. And for Yahoo Finance, I'm Lyster.